Welcome back to the Director's Garage. I am your host and resident idiot, Michael, and today we are checking out a What's in the Box from Linsoul. Linsoul, right here. But first, now I've given away 11 headphones in the past year or so, and I've sold a few more. So let's see what's still here. Let's talk about the current Director's Garage inventory, and we're going to do it in a headline. It is a rainy day in California today. This is the day before Christmas Eve, and so if you hear some pitter-patter in the background, those aren't the thoughts like jangling around in my head. It's actually raining right now. So I want to get started with some over-ears, and the first one is the Fostex THX00 from Moondrop. This is the Mahogany edition. This is the OG. It's got the fixed cable right here. It's biocellulose driver, deep bass. Technically, this is a semi-closed back, semi-open back, depending on how you look at it, but this is my favorite sub $1,000 over-ear headphones, and these still sell for above their original list price, if you can find one. Now, next up, I'm going to move on to these back here. This is the NDH-20. Now, these I use for mixing. Not a huge fan of the pads, but they are about as reference as you get. Good for mixing. Beyond that, we kind of have an odd lot of extra headphones that are just sitting around, like these. These are the Grado Prestige series. These are the SR225. I don't listen to these much anymore, but I bought these back when I was just getting into the hobby. I also have an OG, AKG kind of, mix master DJ sort of headphone. That's somewhere over there in a drawer. Next, we're going to jump in class. We're going to go way up the ladder to these, the HD-820. I really love these. I love the comfort. I love the sound, the tuning of these. They're doing a little something funky in the sound stage that either you love it or you hate it. And I can't mix with them for that reason, but they are a joy of a closed back, and I think these are unfairly maligned. A lot of people try these expecting a reference experience. That's not what these are about. Now, next up, I have the Empyrean brothers, a pair of Mezes. This is the Empyrean and the Empyrean Elite. I guess we know which was the favorite child in this family, right? Hey. Well, the Empyrean right now, I would sell one of these two off, really. I don't need both. The Empyrean, though, is not selling for very much. They're flooded in the market right now, so the price has gone through the floor. I'm going to take a $1,000 hit if I sell this headphone. So I can't quite do that yet. The Empyrean Elite I would get rid of, except I need them for the next Mega Shootout, the Dream Team 2.0. So I can't get rid of this yet. But if anybody feels like giving me $2,000 for this, they're yours, and they come with one nifty suitcase. Okay, now we're entering the top tier, and this is the very best of the best. And we're going to start with the Focal Utopia. These are Dream Team 1.0 alums. They're fantastic headphones in every way. I love these. They are insanely competent, and I love the slam on these. They're just a great all-rounder. And then we move to these. These are the new LCD-5, and these are beauties. These are beauties, and they're lightweight, and there's a lot to love about these. The honest to God truth is, I have been on the road so much, I have not given these hardly any listening time at all. Not in the last 3-4 weeks. And part of that is the Susvara's fault, which is my last entry in the over-ears. And the fact of the matter is that the pairing of the Susvara with the new Phonitor X is addictive. They do things to the Susvara that my Woo amp simply can't. Now, I'm still a tube slut. I love the sound of a tube. But the Phonitor X has brought me over to the dark side a little bit. I'm solid state on this, and I can't get enough of it right now. So, yeah, we have the Susvara, of course. This is the headphone that won the last Uber shootout, and they're here to stay. Now, I do have 2 more headphones, over-ears, on the way, both flagship class. One of them's coming in the next episode. Make sure you're around for that, but I'm going to drop some hints along the way, see if you pick them up. So now it's time to take a look at the IEMs. And first up, we have these beauties from Noble Audio, the K10. These are an all-balanced armature design. These are gorgeous. Like, you can't believe how beautiful these things are in person. And they're handcrafted by John Moulton himself, the brain trust behind Noble Audio. Beyond that, we've got the JH Audio Jimmy. Now, I won these at Can Jam in their giveaway. Now, these are probably going to wind up in the next giveaway around here, whenever that is, because I just don't give these enough time. And then we got the Moondrop Blessing 2 Dusk. Now, this is a fantastic mid-tier, like lower mid-tier headphone. And I got to confess, and I love the bass on these, but the confession that I have to make to you, my wife ran off with these. I had to steal these from her to do this episode. So, guys, you feel me. But I also keep some entry-level products around here, too. I mean, I know I've shown you some expensive stuff, but how about the Thieaudio Legacy 2? Now, this is a truly impressive set for under $100. I packed these away when I was traveling somewhere, and I don't know what I did with them. They'll pop up again, I know. I just don't know where they are. Great budget pair. And then we have the 7Hz Timeless, which these things just blew me away. They technically held up with headphones 3 times their price. And it's a planar magnetic at just $200. I think I made that clear when I unboxed them, but everyone should have a pair of these, and the Legacy 2. And there are affiliate links down below. Shameless much? Now, my only custom are these, and this is the oldest IEMs that I own, and these are the original Capitol Records tuned Ultimate Ears reference monitor. Now, these have been field workhorses for me. I take these out anytime I'm going out shooting and I need to hear the audio because they have like 30 dB cut on the ambient sound around you, and they are dead flat. I mean, dead flat. Okay, so now we're up at the top of the IEMs, and we're going to start with the Shure KSE-1500. Now, this is a pure electrostatic IEM, and they are still the most detailed IEM I have in my inventory, and I've heard. And these have been up for sale off and on the Director's Garage sale. Every time I think I'm going to get rid of them, I'm like, oh, I just can't let these go. I just love them. Next up, we're going to move to the Kinera Nanna 2.0. Now, this is my most used IEM. These are crazy comfortable. They have gorgeous bass. They have a beautiful top end. This is my favorite bang for the buck IEM. If you're going to buy a headphone and you're going to ask me cold what to buy, I'm going to tell you the Kinera Nanna first, because they are still under $1,000. They are at $900, and they deliver world-class sound. Like, they're just a hair below the very best, and to get to the very best, you're going to triple the price. Now, finally, we have my price no object champ, and that's the Noble Audio Sultan. Now, these are a blinged out purple pinecone edition. These have special bass. I mean, their presence is just, it's visceral. It's so good. And then you've got an electrostatic tweeter up top. There's not a better sounding IEM out there. It's just they are 3 times the price of the Nanna. That is a hard computation to make. And I'm going to finish with a couple of wireless IEMs, and we're going to start with the Sennheiser Momentum 1. I've talked about these before a few episodes back. Feature-rich, good sound, kind of a commercial sound, but pretty good. Battery life, horrible. And then we're going to talk about, of course, the Noble Focus Pro, and I've been raving about these. They're always charged. The sound is fantastic on these. Very good. And when I'm wearing a face mask, having no wires to tangle up in your face mask is a dream. So if you're going wireless, I think that these are the best option on the market right now. Great Christmas gift, $350, treat yourself. They're not feature rich. They'll play and pause, and that's pretty much all you're going to get out of them. But we're here for sound and comfort. Focus Pro. So there you have it. That's the current Director's Garage inventory. Headphones that I've spent my own money on. Stuff that I own. Now, there is a rotation of headphones that is always changing around here, and that's depending on what Linsoul or Audio 46 has sent along. And I'm lucky enough to have the Hifiman Aria Stealth Magnet in the house right now. Great headphone. Might be the best bang for the buck in an over-ear. So I teased you before that I would talk about what's coming up in the... Hi, Holly. Oh, Holly hates the rain. Now, I can tell you for sure that there is an electrostatic headphone in my future. because I have this awesome blue Hawaii amp from Headamp right now, and since I got rid of the SR009S from Stax, this thing's been a very expensive paperweight. I can tell you that I have 2 major flagships on the way that are shooting for that Dream Team 2.0 lineup, and what a lineup that is set to be. Also, Noble Audio is working on a new creation for me now, and this is another John Moulton thing that he said, I'm just going to surprise you, we're going to send it to you. So, and Noble has some crazy great stuff in their pipeline for 2022. You got to pay attention to Noble. They're going to be someone we're going to be talking about next year. And those are your headlines for today. A little wrap up of what's kicking around the director's garage. And now it's time for... God, I love that. Today's What's in the Box is a blind one. And what it means is that I have this package right here. I have no idea what's in it. It could be anything, really. It could be an IEM, it could be an over-ear, it could be a $50 product, it could be a $500 product. And it was sent to us from our good friends at... Linsoul. Folks, Linsoul has their finger on the pulse of the Chi-Fi market. From the triple-wing Melee Blue to the new Thieaudio Monarch Mark II. If you're in the market for a great sounding headphone that won't break the bank, head over to Linsoul and check out the very latest in tech out of Asia, like my 7Hz Timeless. I bought those from Linsoul. They're your Chi-Fi connection. They are great folks to deal with. They're amazing. They have fast delivery. Anytime I get this DHL package, the yellow package shows up, I know I'm in for a good day. Now, there's an affiliate link below. You can support the channel, but best of all right now is the quality in both sound and build on these Chi-Fi products. They are pushing the rest of the industry to keep up. It's a very exciting time to be in this hobby. We are in a golden era right now. So let's see what Linsoul has sent us. So you think your schooling is phony? I guess it's hard not to agree. You say it all depends on your money and who is in your family tree. You got that one? That's Bloody Well Right by Supertramp. Bloody Well Right by Supertramp off the Crime of the Century album. This has got to be an IEM if you're sitting where I am, because it's just too darn small to be anything in an over-ear. So let's keep cutting and see if we can get down to something here. And we've got some bubble wrap. So we got a box at the center of this. I think it's looking pretty good for us. And wow! We've got a Fearless Audio. It says see this right here? Fearless. I don't know what Fearless is, but it's a Fearless Audio, folks. This is a headphone without fear. And it says right here in the fine print, limits like fear are often just an illusion. So there's that. Yeah, try to save this stuff, and looks like we got ourselves a sleevey case. Sleevey case. It's better for men. Let's see what we got here, and it's a dead black box. And it says here, though, Colorful World Series. It's a Provence artwork by Nice. We've got ourselves, it's a piece of fabric, but I think if I pull this piece of fabric off, we'll see something, and oh my goodness, these things are sparkling. I think that these are going to be great for my wife. I think she's going to freak out over these. I don't know that they're for me, but they got the white case. This is looking really sharp. I just think that they've designed themselves a girl set of headphones, I think. All right. That's my initial impression. I can't lie. I think that these are for girls. I think they look like they're blingy and pink. I can't see myself wearing this. Now, I'm going to wear them today because we got to try them out. Got to tell you how they sound. But this is definitely not my first choice when it comes to an IEM with a white case. You got this and you got this. So looking at the cable, you've got an 8x down into a 4x split. Very nice piece of hardware here at the split. Metal connectors, very nice. 3.5. And up here at the top, well, these are they're they're colorful. I mean, they're colorful. I mean, there's green and then there's pink and then there's sparkles. Y'all are dying to see me wear these, aren't you? Okay. And then we've got a nice metal yoke on these things that we need to loosen up for boy's length. Sorry. All right. And ready? Because here we go. We're going for it. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Can you stand it? Can you stand it? Am I blinged out enough for you? Now, I'm going to tell you this. They feel really good. There's good isolation, and they're not pushing against anything. They actually feel really good on my head. Now, there's nothing else in the case. It literally just came with the case and the headphones. So it leads me to believe that these maybe aren't in the most pricey category, and that's okay. We don't mind that. We like a good budget pair of IEMs as long as they sound good. So I've got these plugged in. They're 3.5 connector. I'm going to plug them into my AK. Let's do some John Mayer. Why not? It was like the Continuum album. And this is Waiting for the World to Change. And I got to tell you, these have a wonderful sub bass to them. Not overdriving, but very solid. These are great. It's very commercial kind of sound to them. So everything sounds a little compressed, but maybe that's the record. There's a really nice image coming through. I like what these are doing spatially. Very cool. Man, I love the sub on this. I'm going to guess there's a dynamic driver down low. This headphone's got some junk in the trunk. It's got some booty. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's a wonderful. Okay. Sounds like a nice clear layer on top. I'm going to guess balanced armatures up top and probably a dynamic driver. But needless to say, they sound great. A little Moondroppy, actually, but maybe a little more commercial sound. Like the mid-range is maybe pushed a little bit. All right, I'm going to move on now. I'm going to go to some Queen, and let's check out Bohemian Rhapsody. It's a song that I'm very familiar with. I want to hear what these do. I like the space on these. This is a good spatial song that uses that space. So we're going to pair a song to this headphone and see how it does. It's got a beautiful sound to them. I'm very impressed. Boy, the image on these are fantastic. It's a very big sound for a small IEM. I'm very impressed with these. The bottom, these are definitely bottom heavy headphones, but there's stuff going on in the upper registers that is just pleasant. This is a very interesting IEM, and I'm going to pause just for a second to talk about this because what I'm hearing are explosions of sound in Bohemian Rhapsody. Like, you'll have the voices all four together, and then you have the call and response, he will not go, will not let you go. And when this thing hits it and goes big, it's impressive how big these things sound. And I want to go to some more nuanced stuff to hear what's going on technically, because the initial impression out of the gate is quite there. I mean, these are hooked up. I'm very geeked out on these. And judging from the build and the build quality and stuff, I would not guess that these are all that expensive. I mean, thunderbolts of lightning hits and it's just kaboom. Man. I want to hear something by Steely Dan that's more nuanced. And this is Asia, Black Cow. Yeah, there is a lot down low, man. It is solid and thick. There's something a little commercial about them, but I don't care. I'm having fun. This is a great ride. This is a fun headphone. God, the dynamic push in this is stellar. I need to get to some technical stuff because I need to find out where these things are. All right, I'm going to go to some Fleetwood Mac because I thought I heard something I listened to Elton John, and there was something in there on the piano that made it sound like it was missing, like they were pulling some frequency out. I'm going to the chain now, which is one of my test tracks. I want to hear what this thing's doing with multiple voices, and can I confuse the mids or not? Because that's going to be a big story here. If these things are fast on top of the fireworks display, it'd be a hell of a headphone. And there's no question, there's so much impact. Mixed bass drum, pounding, just terrific. They're not the last name in fidelity. If I'm going to criticize them, I'm going to say that they're not the last name in fidelity, because it's just kind of like all 11. So it is a commercial tuning, and if you are looking for something that's really referenced and really nuanced, that's not really this headphone. But they're fun and they sound good. They just sound great. I think they might get a little fatiguing. Yeah, they're not fast. Okay. All right. Now we found the Achilles heel. Okay. They're not a fast headphone. Okay. Yeah. I put the voices in it and I just went, ah! Okay. But the tuning's pretty good. So I'm going to say that these are a lower tier headphone. I'm guessing they're in the $150 to $200 range. They have a lovely presentation to them. But they're not fast. And that was the telling point. When I got to Rumors, when I got to the chain, and at the end of the song, Stevie and Lindsay's voices come in hard. And on most slower headphones, when those two voices connect, they will just distort the crap out of everything. And that's exactly what happened here with the Fearless. All right, so I think we're done with the sound impression. I'm going to stop it right here. And I'm going to go to the website. We're going to go to Linsoul, and I'm looking for the girly looking pair of Fearlesses. Sorry. Provence. Fearless Provence. Oh, here we go. Okay, well, they do come in other colors, which is a good thing for me. But they are $138, and that's what they sound like. That's about where I would place them. Maybe they're a little under where maybe they sound to my ears, but they're pretty good. I mean, they're in that ballpark. Just hear me out, because I'm looking through this, and 8 strands of high purity OFC silver plated wire. It's an 8-wire silver plated cable in a $138 headphone. When you see what we're getting with some of these other IEMs, you're like, guys, you got to step it up, man. So I found the driver information. It looks like, first of all, there's 4 drivers, and there's a dynamic driver low, which is what was giving me all that bottom end that was so wonderful. There's some nice tuning on these other 2 drivers. They're just not very fast. They did fall apart under testing. So the speed on these is not terribly great. However, the sound was actually pretty lovely. I gotta say, though, as far as looks, no. This is not going to be a staple in my bag. But I will show these to my wife and see if she likes them. I do think it's great that we're introducing some femininity into our style of these IEMs. I support that entirely. I think that's a great idea, and I think it's a great way to expand the market. So hats off to Fearless for having the stones to put out something like this. It's just sending it to me. I was like, well, what are they trying to say? So that's my look at the Fearless Audio Provence. And I gotta send a special shout out to Lillian Dang and our friends at Linsoul. They are the Director's Garage oldest supporter, and I appreciate how they have continued to support this channel. Now, next up we have another What's in the Box, but this one is a flagship edition, and you know these flagships cost no object. We're going for broke with it. It's an unboxing you're not going to want to miss, I promise you. So make sure you subscribe to the Director's Garage so you don't have one of those FOMO situations, as the kids say these days. Damn kids. Now, I also have a sound check and a shootout of the Hifiman Aria Stealth Magnet Edition. Now, those sounded so sweet, but how do they stack up against the Susvara? I want to find out. We're going to put those head to head. And I have 2 blind What's in the Box episodes coming from Audio 46. There is so much happening. I gotta thank you for stopping by today. Give this episode a thumbs up if you enjoyed the headphone locker tour here at the Director's Garage. And also, if you like the first look at the fearless Provence, that's pretty cool. Or you can do the other thing if you'd rather see me take a bath with a toaster. Can't say I blame you either way, but I will see you before you know it.